Welcome back to the Kirani James International Athletic and Football Stadium. And when I say welcome back, we are here preparing for the final of the GFA Under 19 tournament. And that final is going to be between Queen's Park Rangers and Happy Hill. And expectations are that it will be a thriller because of the names that we see here before us. Would tell you that we would see some skillful play, some robust play. We will see some goals. In the meantime, we here, and in my company is Biriako Swan. You would be familiar with the name Swan, but Biriako, you would not be familiar with it. It's an African name that spells determination, and that's what I was told a short while ago. And Biriako Swan, he is from Buffalo in New York, and we're talking football. He knows all about football. When I tell you he knows all about football, he knows all about football. And he's been coaching football for quite some time, coming from Divisions 1, Divisions 2, coming up the ranks into the game, and he's now into the big league. Bediako, welcome to Grenada. Nice to be here in Grenada. You are here at the stadium. It's built for sports, I would say, not only football and athletics. It's built for sports. It's built for entertainment. So I know that you would get a lot of it in the scenery. You just can't get the excitement now because we are without spectators.
Yeah.
How are you doing?
I'm doing well, it's happy to come back and get an opportunity to, at least watch a game on my, I guess if you want to call it vacation. So I'm pretty happy to, be back in the Isle of Spice and, to enjoy myself.
You had a lot of coconut water.
Not yet.
Well, you got to get up on your coconut water.
Yeah.
You have seen the first game. It's the under 19 level. What are your impressions?
Overall, I thought my impressions, to be honest, I thought could have been a little more resistance from Hurricane. In the start, I thought Paradise did a pretty good job in dominating possession, dominating attack. I think Hurricane, now I don't know, obviously with the COVID situation and players getting back, I don't know if they were missing players, but I felt like they were missing some quality, in the final third, and even sometimes in the defense. What I say, I think Paradise had more of a game plan and the execution, and what I guess the coaches expected from the players. I thought they did a pretty good job there.
How you compare the level in the States to what you are seeing here?
There are some good, I would say in between. But again, there are some players I kind of look at it as like, yeah, there's possibility, but it's kind of hard to judge when, like I said, it wasn't more of an even game to say, okay, this is a total high level between both teams. It was more of one team's dominating. So it's like, okay, well, if those guys play against some players that on a higher level or even to them, especially the Paradise players, would they be able to perform even faster or even be more clinical?
You are a coach for quite some time. What strategy basically would you recommend for teams coming up in football? I'm not too sure if you're going to recommend different strategies for different levels, or if you can take a team from a certain level in a development stage and keep it at that. What is this strategy? How do you employ these strategies?
I mean, for me, just on my background coming from, obviously a team that's no longer there was Latas back in days growing up under that, that program, that youth team, the development was there. And then, my generation from that team, that's how Boca Juniors was actually formed. So I think for me, I've always been passionate about development of players, not necessarily, especially at a young age. It's not about winning, it's about the development to see that they can progress to the next steps as they get older as players. And when it comes to the idea of, trying to win games, and honestly, I think since I've known myself, I think Paradise have done a pretty good job. Even Hurricane, I did a pretty good job of, implementing the younger players in the adult teams. And you could look for the national teams; those are the ones that dominate. So I would say the development works. It takes patience, And obviously the players and the community and the coaches, kind of have to be on the same page. But for me, strategy has always been development first over anything.
There's something that relates to transition when it reaches the seniority stage. I think Grenada has a problem with transition. Why I say there's a problem with transition is that while you develop these players, there isn't the what I should say the lifeline for them going forward as they grow old. There isn't any motivation to see any objective as to what they want or what the player themselves want to achieve. While you might see one or two players move off on the professional circuit, when they reach on the professional circuit, everything that is being done there is totally foreign to them. Why in the situation in Grenada we don't have that spirit, semi-professional or professional spirit to aim higher, because from the time you transition and you reach in a sort of adulthood stage, you're looking for employment. One, family life takes over differently. Do we have the same thing applied in New York?
No. It's just simply because, especially in United States of America, after you finish high school, you pretty much go into the college. If you're a very good player, you play at the college level, you get 4 years. Depends on the program of high level competition. And I've always seen that in Grenada because I've seen players since I've even played with the youth national team. You're talking about the Kwasi Paul, you're talking about Ron Richardson, even Shannon. Those are, when I played, was very, very good players. And I think what it is with the way our school system is structured, in the United States, you finish high school when you're 18. Normally here, you finish when you're 16, 17. So then you have to go either national college or get a job. So I think, overall, I would say a player kind of peak because they play kind of high school in Grenada, as long as they play with their club teams. And then after that, then, the jobs and all that stuff. So now, are they putting in as much work? Are they, and some of them don't even know what outlet or what possibility it has. And I think, that's unfortunate. I was lucky, and a few of us have been lucky enough to get the opportunity to go United States and even develop. Because, yeah, as you said, there was a lot of things I've learned over there, just from experienced coaching. And I think, just coming back a few years ago, I hear to talk about doing the coaching license and things like that, and I think that's great because that's also going to help in the development of how you want to coach players, so that if, when they get the opportunity to go to the United States or wherever professionally, they somewhat can compete, mentally at that level.
Tell me what sort of enjoyment you really get from coaching, different to a player playing. What sort of enjoyment you get to roughing up the players to get what you want done? Or what is the enjoyment?
For me, when I played I pretty much played. I just wanted to win, so I played almost anywhere. I was the type of player that I would try to be as much as finesse with the ball in terms of my shooting, and defending wise, honestly, I'm just trying to hit people as hard as I can, because that's how I was brought up. Because at a young age, you were playing against the likes of Bruce Swan, all the senior guys on the Lattice team. So that's how I was growing. As a coach, it's pretty much the same mentality. I do a possession style, but it's possession with aggressive attack. And when I defend, it's kind of like what we talked about earlier. I think my defense needs to be feared, and I think we dominate. And that's my personality. I want to dominate. That when we finish a game, the team looks at us and say, we don't want to see those guys again.
Coaching has taken on a completely different dimension now, and I'm looking at coaching on the international circuit, because in looking at games, you see different styles. Coaches get frustrated sometimes. You wonder why, and I'm talking about good coaches get frustrated sometimes. What you see about the styles from yesteryear to the styles now?
I think internationally, honestly, even if you look at the club level, I think in the older days, it was more of a management role where the coaches had many the manager had many coaches. to implement stuff in training. Coaches will be sitting at the stands. When you have like the Pep Guardiola, the Klopp, now they are actually the ones in the practice demanding of the players. So the style of coaching has changed.
Well, a pleasant evening to you. And you see the lineup there, Queen's Park Rangers in the red and the white strip. And you have Happy Hill in the yellow and black strip. Well, before they came onto the lineup, we've been chatting with Bidiako Swan, who is visiting us from the United States, Buffalo, New York. And we're talking about coaching, we're talking about football, everything about football. And he's going to accompany me here for the time being. Bidiako, I welcome you, and feel comfortable. This is Coventry, this is football. It's nothing. You're not a stranger to the game, so we're going to, be around and we can chat nonetheless. But I like the era of football now than the era of yesteryear, because you may not know my era. My era was when they had footballs with the leather list, the list.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh man, there was tubing, and especially when you hear there's rain, ooh, that ball slips through your hand. There wasn't any gloves and these kind of things like that. And when you hear the ball hit you, it hits hard, and you have men like Bowser and them coming down with his big legs, and when you hear they kick, man, the only thing you could cough, So it was a hard era then. Things now become more technical. Even the fitness that they do now, the kind of fitness they do is not the fitness that I did. That was my fitness park, the field. Everything you do for fitness is on the field. Your push-ups, your frog squats, and it was terrible. And then, well, at that time we had good meals. We keep the abdominals filled at the time. When you get a bounce, and those times you get a bounce, so you have to match up bounce or bounce, because it was tough. Yeah, it was tough. Now it's a more skillful kind of attitude from the players. Just to give you some of the names of the players in Queen's Park Rangers, we have Tristan Thomas in goal, Benjamin Etienne, the utility player, number 7, Cox, Philip, Russian Andrew, Kitaniel Clarence, Shawnee Mitchell, Aziel Antoine, Trey John, Jaden Thomas, and Devon Bain for Queen's Park Rangers. And for Happy Hill, Karim Celestine in goal, Jahim Ross, Erasto Ross. Look out for those names. Neil Hyacinth, Simon Mascol, Anthony Mascol, Cador, Joseph Paris, Carl Noel, Gibbs, and Batiste. That's the lineup for Happy Hill and Queen's Park Rangers. Remember, Queen's Park Rangers coming into this game with a 4-1 victory over Paradise FC International, and Happy Hill a 3-2 victory over Hurricanes. The tap-off is going to be for the boys in the red and white strip, the under-19 GFA final here at the Kirani James Athletic and International Stadium. Welcome once again to you football and sporting fans out there who have tuned in to the GFA YouTube channel and the GFA Facebook page. It's football galore. We already had the first game, which was the third place playoff won by Paradise, 4-0 against Hurricanes. Getting ready for the final, waiting on the referee's whistle. And Bidiako, Leslie Smith with us. We talking football. It's good. Football makes good conversation, isn't it?
Oh, yes. I mean, that's the only conversation I would prefer to have.
Football makes a good conversation. It also makes a good argument, especially when you hear someone in your team throw away a goal that was simple and you lose the match. Oh, you have argument for time immemorial. I remember playing for St. Andrews. Anytime a goal scored me, the parish don't speak to me until the next game, and that used to hurt sometimes, you know.
But that's pressure, though. Yeah.
Football out here at the Kirani James International Athletic and Football Stadium, and we're looking at the final of the GFA Under-19 competition. This has become prestigious over the years, and the favorites here, probably I would say it's Queen's Park Rangers. When you look at the names of the players there, you've seen some quality, and let's see exactly whether they will be disappointed by the Hurricane outfit. And there goes the whistle, the start of the game. Hurricanes tap off, the ball played backward, long, deep searching ball, looking to find, put some pressure on the Happy Hill attack one time. The ball going into touch there for a throw. Throw to Happy Hill on the far right-hand side. Into the boot, 2 men around the player. Midfielder playing the ball on the right side. Problems here for Happy Hill. The ball slipping away from the grass. Not being able to control properly. Goalkeeper takes the kick long, searching. That's Celestine. Ball tucked away at the back for QPR. Looking to play it forward. Thomas can't hold on to it. Nice chip ball forward. Looking to find the man up front for Happy Hill. That seems to be Mascol, Anthony Mascol. Rangers winning away possession. Nice diagonal ball. Finding the man on the far side. The tussle comes in. Going into the touchline. It's going to be a throw on the far side. Queen's Park Rangers looking to put on the pressure very early. Ball thrown backward to Thomas. The defender's nice skillful work here, and infringement in the process. The referee was right there. He picked it up. Referee, is that the Radix? Happy Hill kick, the goalkeeper there to take it. Celestine. Cox trying to get the ball away. Number 15 still holding on to possession. Queen's Park Rangers moving on the attack. The ball goes harmlessly into goalkeeper Celestine. So Queen's Park Rangers coming to the front very often. Etienne gets it. Nice chip ball. Finding the goalkeeper off his line, feeling that he could have sent it lobbing over his head. But Celestine apparently looks agile. He followed it all the way, the ball going over the crossbar for a goal kick. No goals, 2 minutes gone in this encounter. You've seen a little more purpose in this game.
Yeah, well, I like the shot that he took. I mean, he's hungry. You know, you always try to keep the keeper off his line. And as an offensive player, you take the shots.
This is Cox moving forward, looking for that ball through. Apparently it ricocheted off the referee. Referee is in the way.
I think by that, within 3 minutes, you can see QPR is already the more offensive team right now.
Looking to go forward very often, establish their intentions early, and this is Etienne. They can't hold on to that lobbing ball, the ball going over the goal line, and Etienne already showing some purpose, needing to get through, just can't make any joke with that player. He's very skillful, very witty. He's a thinker at the game, and this is the second time we see him trying to move forward. Clarence heading that ball down. Happy Hill winning away possession here, and that seems to be Noel getting it. Plays it on the right side. Problems here for Queen's Park Rangers. The man goes down, and the referee says play on. Queen's Park Rangers, nice square ball. Clarence playing it back. Etienne playing the ball forward. Back to Etienne. Etienne playing that utility ball. Queen's Park Rangers playing that ball on the carpet square to Etienne. Going forward this time. And it falls with Happy Hill. And Paris picks it up, looking to send this man through. And intercepted there by Queen's Park Rangers. And we are welcomed by the Prime Minister. This is Etienne moving through. Problems here for Happy Hill. Still has the ball, but he misses out. And what a fumble. The Prime Minister, Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell, he is here to witness the final. And I guess as much that he is back in Happy Hill, it's within his constituency, so he's very much elated. That draws him into the stadium. As a matter of fact, a sportsman he is also, not only in cricket. We know him to be a cricketer. This is Etienne chipping that ball. The ball on the left-hand side, that's Thomas with it, makes it backward into the middle. Looking to have a shot. The shot comes in, and it's not a good one. Very poor indeed.
I think it was a good try. I mean, for me, right now, like you say, right now, look again. Happy Hill is just dominating, possession of the ball, Rangers, and yes. So sorry, Rangers. So yeah. I mean, that shows you that they're straight into the attack. So yeah, I mean, it's good so far.
There's some purpose there, and a nice volley coming in there from Cox coming forward to do it. Yeah, as I was saying, that the Prime Minister is a sports person. He's an ardent cricketer. He loves cricket.
Yes. I've known the Prime Minister. He doesn't know me, but I've known him for a while now. Back in his early days when he used to still play cricket as the Prime Minister, traveling around the country and playing. I saw him a few times, and yeah, we all know he's a big cricket, and I think even sports. I think, as you can see, Grenada is making a lot of progress in international world when it comes to sports.
He is the muscle behind it because he loves it. As a matter of fact, he recognizes that there are opportunities in sports, and he pushes the talent, whatever the game is. He pushes the young people to get involved, get scholarships and sporting scholarships, So the Prime Minister is here with us at the stadium and come to look at the final, the GFA Under-19 final. Queen's Park Rangers versus Happy Hill. So far, Queen's Park Rangers, they have the better of the exchanges. Looking more a coordinated outfit. We've seen the combination 1-2, especially with Etienne in the play. A handled ball going in the process. Apparently, it's not called. The game is a bit fast-paced than the slow encounter we saw in the early stages. Queen's Park Ranger. This is Clarence making a backward pass, finding that Andrew. Andrew looking for his man on the flank.
And you can see they're playing with a purpose. The idea of switching the ball, trying to find the open players, and trying to penetrate with their passes. I think they're trying to go long a bit to kind of get number 7 over the top. So I probably think that's his style of play. So yeah, and then you see again they're working harder to win the ball back. So again, you can see that they're taking over the game.
Queen's Park Rangers. This is Etienne. Etienne finding his man. No, the ball is intercepted. Nice schooling pass nonetheless. This seems to be Ross going forward for Happy Hill. He is closely marked. He is closely marked. Goalkeeper Thomas breaking the play loose on the left side. Philip, number 19. Yeah, Philip is there. He turns around quite nicely. Still has control. Makes a square ball on the carpet to Clarence. Nice lobbing ball. It's headed back, but Etienne gets it. Takes a left pass to Philip. Philip this time gets his man on the left flank there in a very strategic position, hoping to see if he could find John. But it was poor. Probably not reading the play well.
Yeah, I think he wasn't concentrating on his first touch there.
Yes. Not reading the play well. But we've seen some purpose here from the Queen's Park Rangers outfit. The Happy Hill outfit need to get front a little more, hold the ball in their possession. And this is Noel playing the ball forward. Back to Noel this time for Happy Hill in possession here. Gibbs with the ball. And nice left booter looking for that change of play. It's headed out of the danger zone. Philip with it then to the midfield for Queen's Park Rangers. Backward pass, finding Russian Andrew. Andrew playing it to Clarence on the right side. So this seemed to be textbook for them. Andrew is in the play to Clarence. A very good football indeed, changing the play on the left side this time. Queen's Park Rangers in possession on the left flank.
Yeah, I think you can see Queen's Park Rangers is a more patient team in trying to go forward. They're getting 4 or 5 passes before they even try to get that, and then this creates
problem
this.
Here for
yes,
Happy Hill,
goal.
And what a shot coming from inside.
Oh, it's offside. It was a wonderful shot, though.
Jaden Thomas, he is ruled offside. As a matter of fact, the players from the back are coming forward also into the attack when they are on the attack. Very good indeed. But he was caught in an outside position early, and for the position that the goalkeeper stood there, he definitely could not have gotten that, nowhere at all. And it was a good strike nonetheless. So we've seen some purpose here from Queen's Park Rangers, knocking and moving the ball around. Happy Hill in the defense definitely isn't reading. I think that they should, when Queen's Park Rangers is on the attack, it would be good for Happy Hill to play that man-to-man game. But we see them running into spots in the territories there, and they just following the ball. Number 12, Russian Andrew for Queen's Park Rangers.
Yeah, I think what you can see here is this: the Happy Hill team, in terms of defending, right now they're not defending as a team, especially the front three. And what Queen's Park Rangers is doing is when they switch the ball, it makes their center backs available to push the ball forward and adding more into the attack. So now you get your outside backs even closer to the opponent's goal, and you're just creating new numerical advantages. And now they have runners running through the defensive line of Happy Hill, and again that's just creating opportunities, creating possession of the ball.
The kick to be taken by Clarence, Kitaniel Clarence. Queen's Park Rangers made a few changes from the past 24 hours. Nice chip calling ball. The goalkeeper comes off his line, takes quite nicely. Happy Hill in possession. Looking for that through ball. Bad pass, can't get through. Philip with it, looking for that 1-2. Gets it. Number 12. Andrew plays the ball square. Finding Etienne this time. Nice ball. And that's number 10, Shawnee Mitchell. Backward pass into Clarence. Clarence back to Mitchell. Looking to elude his man. Plays it to Cox in the middle. Cox looking to find his man up front there. That seems to be Philip, is it? Looking for that inside of the boot ball. Queen's Park Rangers holding the better of the possession. Happy Hill is nowhere around there. And a loose ball going to the goalkeeper. Into Russian Andrew. Andrew finding Clarence on the right side. Clarence plays the ball back into the middle to Cox. Philip. Further on the flank.
Again, you see it again right there.
Inside here, problems for Happy Hill. The goalkeeper comes off his line quite nicely and takes.
Yeah, I think again, you got to give QPR, they deserve respect on that. They're playing with patience, they're playing with confidence, and they're just easily moving the ball. And when it needs to go forward, the runs are there. I think sooner or later they're actually going to get the goal. I have no doubt about it.
Happy Hill getting a loose ball and having a wayward left footer. The intention was good probably to wake up the goalkeeper in case he was sleeping, See Leslie there enjoying the pace of the game, unlike the slow funeral type thing that we saw, although it was methodical for Paradise nonetheless, but the pace is what is also needed. I like football where there is speed and skill. Both works together.
Well, yeah, because the faster you play, the faster you have to think, right? So that's where you start differentiating who are the good players and who are the much better players. Because they always say, like, give anybody a lot of space, they will look like Ronaldo,
Happy Hill in possession here. The shot goes forward, looking to test the goalkeeper, hoping that he isn't sleeping and hoping that one could slip through. Mascol is always there in the attack. Queen's Park Rangers in the attack this time, just outside the 18-yard box. This is Etienne. Can't give him a chance. Etienne, he gets it and makes it pretty simple. A loose ball, a runaway ball, a fumble ball in the Happy Hill defense on the right side. And you just don't take a ticket. You just can't make mistakes around Benjamin Etienne. Simple ball.
Like I said earlier, the goal was going to come. And you see by just, as I say, pressure bust pipes, right? So, defender could have done better with that, didn't, and, he punished them for it. So I would say that's a good thing for a striker, to get those easy opportunities and just make sure you finish those.
Benjamin Etienne just can't leave anything to this guy to chance. He's always there. He's a nippy player. He's a thinker. And if this is the way it goes, Happy Hill will be in for a lot of problems. Not seeing the Happy Hill as they had played against Hurricanes. As a matter of fact, we didn't see Hurricanes with that kind of oomph and fighting spirit. They had it in the semifinals. Both teams had it in the semifinals. So apparently we are in for a loner, just as it was in the first half with Paradise and the Hurricanes. So we could see a one-way traffic going to goal. Queen's Park Rangers defending the goal on the northern end or Grenlec end, put it this way, and Happy Hill defending the goal on the River Road, St. John's end. Goalkeeper Celestine looking to find his man on the flank there. The kick a little too far overweighted, past the half, just inside Queen's Park Rangers half. Queen's Park Rangers would love it. The ball given away to them. This is Philip looking to send his man a ball through. It's tucked out of the danger zone. Falls back with Queen's Park Rangers in the possession here at this time. The Queen's Park Rangers so far having the greater possession percentage of the ball, and that tells a lot on the flank. And
you can see how easily they can move up the field. And you can see all the space right now with number 15 getting the ball. You have Happy Hill pretty much 3 or 4 steps behind. And it gives them the opportunity, as QPR to go forward and, create a lot of offense. And again, you can see they lose the ball, the determination to win the ball back. I think as a coach, that's loved. And even as a teammate, you love to see that. Love to see someone working their butt off when the ball is lost.
Well, that's one of the fundamentals in the game, being able to win the ball back. Goalkeeper comes off his line here, and what a miss. There's a lot of blunders, a lot of fumbling. The goalkeeper probably not talking, and this is Queen's Park Rangers in the attack again. And the ball being tucked out of the danger zone into touch. It's going to be a throw. Happy Hill apparently has no clue as to what is taking place. It just can't work. Small men should find their companion.
I would say,
unless if the small man is more rough than 18.
well, I would say right now, Happy Hill, they're trying to play with QPR, and obviously QPR is dominating possession of the ball. So you probably tighten it up. Give them possession of the ball at the back. Maybe push your press line back to maybe the half line. That way you have more players back, and then you have more players you can double up and create 2v1 defending. Because with the space that's Happy Hill is giving QPR right now, it's just easy. Look, you can look on the left side now. There's so much space.
And I think that Queen's Park Rangers, they're putting more pressure to win back the ball. And this is the fundamental part of football. You could only play football if your team has the ball. If your team doesn't have the ball, you cannot play football.
Oh, definitely. And I think, no, I don't know if it's that just the way that the coaches operate, but when you see players do that, as a coach just looking from the outside, that tells about the player's personality. So it's not just only working offensively, it's working defensively. Even though, we always talk about, oh, I'm an attacker, so I don't really defend. He's saying, I do both. And you look at the players, we always like to talk about it, the professionals, the Man City, whatever. Everybody attacks, everybody defends. So I would say that's a good trait for, what Happy Hill is showing right now.
The ball tucked away out of the danger zone again, so apparently Happy Hill plans to sit in the defense and allow QPR to come through.
Again, fighting to win that ball.
An infringement in the process. Kick quickly taken. Queen's Park Rangers playing the ball to ATN this time, looking to slow down the pace at which it is. Good fight. Back to ATN. ATN looking to be the utility player. Ball on the far side, and it's headed back. Problems here for Happy Hill.
Go.
Problems here for Happy Hill. The writing was always on the wall.
Like I said, right now it's just Happy Hill is just giving them so much space to cross the ball. There's not enough pressure. When you don't get pressure, then you can just create those opportunities. But you got to give credit to QPR. They're playing with a purpose.
That's Shawnee Mitchell scoring that goal in the 21st minute. So we're talking about 2 goals to 0. And no problems in getting the goals. QPR overloading the Happy Hill defense. Come what may, I'm not too sure what is the problem with Happy Hill, because once there's an overloading, there must be some man to mark some man, because you're playing 11v11. And what is the problem? It is either that Happy Hill is running off the ball much better than probably Happy Hill could anticipate. QPR running off the ball much better than Happy Hill could anticipate.
Yeah, like I said, you can see even right now, the ball is lost. You have Happy Hill player all the way out wide on the left side or left flank of the field where he should be pushed in. So I think it's a focus thing too, understanding who you're supposed to be marking when you don't have possession of the ball, the area of the field you should be, again, to condense, and Happy Hill, QPR is penetrating a lot with their passes, and then they get into the outside attackers, and then they're just dribbling in or even finding their midfielders again, and pretty much that's where all the opportunities are coming from. And apart from working back and winning the ball.
Well, in case you have joined us, the score is 2 goals to 0. Happy Hill versus Queen's Park Rangers. Queen's Park Rangers 2, Happy Hill 0. at the final of the GFA Under 19 competition. And in case you are wondering, hearing a voice that you are not accustomed to, he is Biriako Swan. And, well, no need to indicate to you who are his parents. Bruce Swan is his father.
Oh, I don't know about that one.
Bruce Swan is not your father?
Oh no, sir. Bruce Swan is my brother.
Brother. Bruce Swan is your brother.
Yes.
Bruce Swan is your brother.
Yes, I'm not that young. I'm an old guy.
Oh my goodness. My apologies. You find him lovable?
Ooh, Bruce?
Yeah.
Growing up with Bruce is just rough. I mean, I'm younger by a lot of years, and just they treat me just like as I'm a grown as them. So I mean, I hated it as a kid, but I love it as an adult because he taught you to fight through everything. I fight through adversity.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter who's bigger, who's smaller.
Yes, well, he's within the Grenada Football Association. He's the man behind all competitions, and he does his job pretty well. Although I have my hiccups at times with him,
Yeah.
But he gotta do what he gotta do.
Yeah.
He likes sports. I know he likes sports, and probably runs in the family.
Oh yeah. Our family, almost everyone played. We have a long line of whether it's track and field and football. I mean, it's and even with my parents, it's kind of the same thing. My parents play football or did track, so you couldn't escape it as a kid. You didn't have a choice. You had to do something.
That's good. Sport, physical fitness is good for one's health, and there are a number of people playing sport. Not much sporting disciplines to think about. Netball is a prominent feature. Volleyball, somewhat a prominent feature. Table tennis, lawn tennis. But we don't see the badminton that much.
Yeah.
We're not playing hockey. They're cycling. Yes, there's a lot of road cycling, but not track cycling per se. A little of each. Some people tend to recognize that there are sports that are affluential, that you wouldn't get into that domain.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at it, I think as time progresses, opportunity comes. I remember growing up, there was nothing much about swimming. And you're hearing a lot. I know I'm in the United States, and I'm hearing a lot about Grenada swimming teams and stuff like that. People going, representing a different competition. So I just think it's just once it's brought here, and you have somewhat the resources and someone to teach, then you pretty much create an opportunity, and you're expanding the opportunity for someone to, I guess, go out into the world other than Grenada, see different things, different exposure.
Well, that one, and just a short while ago there looked dangerous, but Etienne was caught in an offside position. QPR, Queen's Park Rangers, having the better of the exchanges. And an infringement there in the process. We have been lost there. Apparently, there's going to be a free kick, a foul there. Just
Yellow card was issued in the 20.
ball, Happy Hill ball against the run of play, an infringement in the process. The player apparently is booked.
To be honest, I think in looking at opportunities for Happy Hill, I think the best opportunity is going to probably come from free kicks, not in the open play, as you talked about earlier.
Unless if there are mistakes at the back and
Yes.
you get a runaway ball.
Yeah, I think QPR was dominating so much they kind of lost focus a bit, and sometimes when you lose focus, that's what you create an opportunity for another team.
So it's going to be a free kick just outside the 18-yard box. Let's say in the danger zone. I looked at one just a short while ago, and probably this is where the jelly is for a good dead ball specialist. and let us see exactly what is going to happen here. And apparently Batiste to take the kick, and this one is low.
Yep, there you go.
And he scores.
Goal for Happy Hill FC, the 29th minute of play.
Yeah. Number 7, Batiste.
Devontae Batiste. Scored the match, Happy Hill 1, Queen's Park Rangers 2. I told you the game is going to be an exciting one.
So Happy Hill registering with a penalty. A free kick, sorry, just outside the 18-yard box.
Yellow card issued in the 30th minute of play.
And that coming against the run of play.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there. Maybe he hit the player in his face.
Kick taken. Happy Hill looking to press the offensive, and probably that free kick and that goal would give them a little bit more motivation to carry on. Just the last time again in the semi-final, a penalty did the trick for Happy Hill versus Hurricanes. One man down, but apparently the player is up. This is ATN now looking to go through 3 men. The Happy Hill players are reading quite nicely and looking for that ball again. The run of play. So they are moving, and just as you said, it has to come against the run of play.
Yeah, well, I think the goal even gave them confidence.
Prime Minister there, and he's well guarded, masked, and distanced. No one not chatting with him there. This distancing could probably sometimes be a lonely affair. This is a Happy Hill looking to go through. He's there. Apparently he would have been there applauding the kick taken just outside the 18-yard area. He's a staunch Happy Hill, staunch Northwest St. George fan. There he is having conversation now. Who knows if he has any input into the Happy Hill team, morally, financially, or otherwise. But he's a supporter. I know he would be rooting for Happy Hill. Goalkeeper comes off his line quite nicely. Celestine.
No, I think that goal from Happy Hill is, I think, kind of build their confidence a bit, and put, QPR, on the back foot. So I think, coming to the end of the half is going to be a more tighter game, and I think opportunities are going to come for both teams right now. Again, you can see Happy Hill is now finding themselves, closer to the 18-yard box of QPR, where earlier in the game that was not happening.
Look at problems here for Happy Hill.
Oh.
And what a miss.
What a save after making a mistake like that.
They just can't afford to make such mistakes at the back. Here it is. And the goalkeeper off his line, still running back, very agile nonetheless, avoid the ball from going into the back of the net. So we seem to be having a little thriller. The ball moving back and front. You just can't see the Queen's Park Rangers as they used to in the early part of the game. Holding on to possession quite well. Shawnee Mitchell playing it into the middle there, finding Cox. Cox looking for Clarence. QPR in possession, looking to hold on to possession, knocking the ball, getting back to where they had started earlier in the game.
So you can see even in the middle of the field right there, you have, what is it, like 2 or 3 QPR players versus, 2 defenders of Happy Hill. I think that's what
Happy
you're
Hill
trying to do.
again. Happy Hill looking for the ball against the run of play, and with probably good strategies, but you got to have good, skillful strikers up front in so doing, and you got to have some speed also. Here it is again. Happy Hill in possession, and the tackle comes in.
Yeah, I think Happy player was not sure if he was going to be offside, because he kind of stopped. I think if he thought he was going to be onside, he would have attacked the ball a little bit quicker, and maybe get a shot or maybe even a PK.
So the throw is going to be taken. Apparently, this is a long one inside the 18-yard box. It's headed out of the danger zone. Good turn, good skill. But QPR winning away possession. That's ATND looking for his man on the left flank. Seems to be Thomas. Playing it to John, Trey John. And a harmless ball. The goalkeeper not judging it quite right. Did bubble off his foot, probably looking to play football, but not going safety first. Clarence finding ATN. One man around him. Good shielding. Cox sending the ball to, hoping to find his man on the right side, intercepted there. And the ball falling with goalkeeper Thomas coming off his line. QPR going to play high again. Etienne holds on to it quite nicely, gets around his man. Danger here for Happy Hill. The ball comes square, and that seems to be Cox, but straight into the hands of the goalkeeper.
It's a great opportunity. And again, you can see the defenders trying to look at the linesman. And I will say, you play the ball until you make sure either the linesman put his flag up. You're not the referee. That's always been my rule.
Queen's Park Rangers in the attack again. Problems here for Happy Hill. Etienne gets it and gets a left booter. Wayward though. Thought for a moment there that Cox would have had a go, but he didn't. He decided to let Etienne do the honors. Still had a good, powerful strike, but it was a bit wayward. Happy Hill coming forward. Ball going into touch from a deep searching ball. Throw taken. Etienne again doing a lot of work. Seen as the ball man on the turf here this evening. As a matter of fact, his players know definitely his capabilities, what he can do. Queen's Park Rangers are going forward. Defense rob them of possession and make a long, deep searching kick, hoping to find the striker up front. The ball goes over the goal line. The goalkeeper breaks the play loose on the right side with Clarence, number 17 for QPR. Clarence finding his man in the middle. That seems to be Shawnee Mitchell.
Again, you can see, QPR is just taking their time and building, trying to get those numbers up. Making, there you go.
And
it's unlucky.
What a strike.
Oh, it's a PK.
And
it's a PK.
That is not a good one.
Oh. I wasn't sure what I actually thought it was going to be against QPR. Maybe the referee saw something that we didn't.
That clash there definitely is not a good one.
Yeah, I think we need VAR on that one.
I see it like shoulder to shoulder.
Yeah, actually, I think it was a foul on the defender versus the other way around. Because you can see right now you have number 7 going into him right there. I mean,
Yeah.
that's very unfortunate for Happy Hill, especially when they were coming back in the game. So hopefully, just in the spirit of the game, see if the keeper can, come up with a save.
In this situation here without the VAR, there's no way the referee is going to overturn his decision.
I think that's something the referee is gonna, look back on, and as you say, he's a national referee, so.
We had Radix at the height of his career just the last time ago, playing. I think it was the Mexico against, I can't remember who it was, and there was no VAR. Mexico was the USA versus Jamaica, yes, and it started out pretty rough. Apparently, the players were testing. Testing the referee, but he managed to control the game afterwards, and he did a fine job.
Yes.
Penalty for QPR. This is a real hard one.
I think it's just unfortunate for, Happy Hill at that time.
Let's see what is going to happen here. Let's test the goalkeeper. Testing the kicker and testing the goalkeeper. And it's an easy one. The goalkeeper could just look and stare at it. Well, please.
Goal in the 41st minute for Queen's Park Rangers by way of penalty.
I think that goal obviously is going to be Happy Hill is going to feel some type of way about it. But I think Happy Hill from the start of the game to the way they progressed, coming to the final 20 minutes, I can say they were in it. They were getting inside the box of QPR more. They were creating more opportunities. It's just sometimes unfortunate things happens when you start playing better, but you can go into halftime and say, you know what, you take that off, we end with 3-1. You can easily come back and score 2 goals. So I think Happy Hill just got to hold their head high, obviously not concede in the last 5 minutes of the game for the half, and then maybe some structure change or even tactic changing, and I think they'll still be in it in the second half.
So penalty scored there by Jaden Thomas in the 41st minute. Penalty to Happy Hill after that infringement there inside the box. 3 goals to 1. Happy Hill won. Goal scored in the 15th minute by Benjamin Etienne, in the 21st by Shawnee Mitchell for QPR, and Happy Hill registered one in the 29th minute through Batiste, that is, and now Jaden Thomas for Queen's Park Rangers from the penalty spot. Queen's Park Rangers again moving forward. This is Etienne with it, one man around him, shakes his man quite nicely and looking to get closer inside. Problems here for Happy Hill again, and it finds the net.
It's an offside, I believe. It's an offside. They're going to call that back. But I think it was a wonderful move right there from, number 7. Again, just look at the skill and the execution. Just unfortunate.
Benjamin very skillful indeed, and look for him during the dribble. He's very tactical and knows when to increase his speed, knows when to hold the ball. He's skillful. The ball is always with him. He's a thinker, and he's a man really to fear in the attacking third.
I definitely agree with that.
Queen's Park Rangers on the attack again. Thomas. That's Mitchell, Shawnee Mitchell. turning around quite nicely, but the goalkeeper was right there. The goalkeeper has his work cut out for him. That's goalkeeper Karim Celestin. Queen's Park Rangers again getting the better of the exchanges in these moments, and this is ATN here.
Oh,
for
beautiful.
a moment there, he was caught in an offside position, but the ball is into the back of the net, and this time it's legit.
Goal for Queen's Park Rangers in the 44th minute. Player number 7, Benjamin Etienne. Scoring the match, 4 goals to 1.
Benjamin Etienne. For a moment there, I thought that he could have been in an offside position, but the linesman says differently, the referee says differently, and the goal is registered. 4 goals to 0, 4 goals to 1, Queen's Park Rangers 4, and Happy Hill 1. That was Benjamin Etienne getting a brace, scoring in the 15th minute and the 44th minute.
Yeah, I think Benjamin has definitely been causing a problem for Happy Hill. I would definitely probably get 2 defenders on him, and maybe force him on the outside and just let him dribble the ball, let him keep his head down, force him on the outside, don't let him cut in, because look at him, he's big, strong, he can dribble. I mean, he has something special, I would say, just by looking at him.
The linesman apparently in consultation, but the goal is registered, so it's a goal to QPR, and QPR is having a field day. You can see definitely that they sat and worked out. There's a planning. You can see the development of the ball coming forward. I like it. It's an attacking game. I like attacking football. I don't like defensive football. I've noticed Manchester City, all they care about is going up the
I don't know. I think Man City, we just a saying, just doing research and stuff like that. I know we like the idea of defending is always going behind the ball and winning the ball back. But some coaches, they think possession is actually defending. So even if you cannot go forward, you don't just give the ball away cheaply and then you have to run behind it, because at the end of the day, players always want the ball. So the team that has the ball, in essence, is defending. You build, you take a breather, and then you attack again. And I think QPR is doing a pretty good job of that. And then the fact, again, they lose the ball, you see players behind it, they're determined to get the ball back and keep playing. So it's 4-1, and I think it, apart from the PK, which I think anybody see it might not agree with, you would definitely agree that PK is the one dominating the game right now. Happy Hill did put up a chance for the 10 minutes or so, but QPR again, that switch of playing harder.
Happy Hill in possession, backward pass. The ball tucked into the middle, and a handled ball, is it? The referee says playing the possession game. Queen's Park Rangers coming forward again. The goalkeeper comes off his line. Had to come off his line. He did read the play quite well. Queen's Park Rangers 4, Happy Hill 1. Happy Hill scoring there in the 29th minute from a free kick just outside the 18-yard box. It was low, properly taken. Yet in these games, we're not really seeing the goalkeeping brilliance. Clarence, Queen's Park Rangers, sending that ball into the middle. It goes back now with Philip. Philip has it. He looks a left booter, but it goes to the goalkeeper. He has to make a second try in retrieving, but nonetheless, it is within his grasp, and it's the end of the first half, the end of a half that went in favor of Queen's Park Rangers. The writing was on the wall from the first 5 minutes of the game, because that could have been in the planning. You attack them, get at them first, and because what happens usually is that goals tend to demotivate as well as motivate. It motivates the scorers and it demotivates.
Yeah, those that concede. Yeah, you know, and even with my team, we kind of struggle with that, especially when you concede goals, maybe uncharacteristically. And I always say this: doesn't matter how many goals that got scored against you, there could always be more. So you go back in the second half and you just try not to concede because then it can easily be 10, and then you're just totally demoralized.
QPR having the better of the exchanges in this final against Happy Hill, the GFA Under 19 final here at the Kirani James International Athletic and Football Stadium. QPR 4 goals to 1, QPR 4, Happy Hill 1. Goals scored by QPR in the 15th, the 21st, the 41st and 44th minute. It was 3-1 when Batiste got a strike from just outside the 18-yard box for Happy Hill, and indeed he did seal the issue, and that was in the 29th minute. So 4 goals to 1, and in my company, Bediako, Swan, and Smithy will come back in the second half to continue. It's nice having you here. It's nice talking football. I wish we could continue talking football, which means we'd have to have more finals like these, to speak football. But it's nice you're back in Grenada, and for a moment there, I see, well, Bruce liked to play this parental role. I can tell you that.
Oh yeah,
I can tell you that. I mean, I just have it with him too. Sometimes when he makes his mistakes, he don't own up to the mistakes.
Trust me, I've dealt with that all my life.
So I know as brothers, you all used to fight a lot.
Oh, definitely. I didn't used to win any of them, but I always say at least I get one swing in, and then I'll take the hit.
Biriako, it's nice to know that you are back here and you are watching the game you love, and there will be a lot of takeaways that you can take away from it, and there are a lot of suggestions that you can probably make back into the GFA. Despite Bruce's hard-headed, I think that he's going to listen because he needs it
No, I mean, to be honest,
forward,
Bruce visited, and me and Bruce have conversation. We always have conversation on soccer because I think just the idea of the development aspect, because I've been back multiple times, and we always just talk about what are the talents getting out of Grenada, and even right now a lot of people don't even notice. Just even last fall I've worked with Jade Oliver. He had him come over to Buffalo and play with me. At the end of the day, I'm a Grenadian, and anything I can do to help my country is that's country's first.
That's patriotic.
Yes.
So until we are ready for you in the second half of play, and just to let you know, in case if you missed all the action, Queen's Park Rangers 4 goals up to Happy Hill 1 in this GFA Under 19 final. So until such time when we get the whistle for the second half, it's back at Master Control.
For persons with symptoms of COVID-19, testing is done within 5 days of the start of symptoms using a SARS-CoV-2 antigen test. If the result is positive, individuals are required to isolate for 14 days. Day 1 of isolation is the day of confirmation with a positive test. Retesting is not required for release from isolation. Once persons complete the required 14-day isolation, they can resume normal activities, observing routine public health protocols. If the result is negative, a PCR test will be done for confirmation. If the PCR test is positive, the individual is required to isolate for 14 days as above. If the PCR test is negative, the individual will be released from quarantine and can resume normal activities observing routine public health protocols.
Hello Grenada, this is Jerry Alexis, Technical Director at the Grenada Football Association. I have been vaccinated. As we are the association about to roll football out again on the field, I encourage every player to get vaccinated so that we can quickly, speedily get back on the field doing what we love. Hello Grenada, this is Jerry Alexis, Technical Director at the Grenada Football Association. I have been vaccinated. As we are the association about to roll football out again on the field, I encourage every player to get vaccinated so that we can quickly, speedily get back on the field doing what we love.
The way we move, the way we sound, feel the rhythm. The way we fit, soaking wet, it's the world's playground. Take a sip, flow with us, it's the way we play. The way we groove, the way we dance, every night and day. Every night and day. Karim, open up and say, Karim, it's the way we play. Karim, take the Caribbean. Karim, let's unleash the fun.
Carib, it's the way we play.
Co-op Bank introduces e-payments, our new e-banking feature that allows you to send money to friends or family. E-payments, the swift, simple, and secure way of transferring money.
Welcome home.
Co-op Bank introduces e-payments, our new e-banking feature that allows you to save time by paying your bills online. E-payments, the swift, simple, and secure way of transferring money.
Welcome home.
For persons with symptoms of COVID-19, testing is done within 5 days of the start of symptoms using a SARS-CoV-2 antigen test. If the result is positive, individuals are required to isolate for 14 days. Day 1 of isolation is the day of confirmation with a positive test. Retesting is not required for release from isolation. Once persons complete the required 14-day isolation, they can resume normal activities, observing routine public health protocols. If the result is negative, a PCR test will be done for confirmation. If the PCR test is positive, the individual is required to isolate for 14 days as above. If the PCR test is negative, the individual will be released from quarantine and can resume normal activities observing routine public health protocols.
Hello Grenada, this is Jerry Alexis, Technical Director at the Grenada Football Association. I have been vaccinated. As we are the association about to roll football out again on the field, I encourage every player to get vaccinated so that we can quickly, speedily get back on the field doing what we love. Hello Grenada, this is Jerry Alexis, Technical Director at the Grenada Football Association. I have been vaccinated. As we are the association about to roll football out again on the field, I encourage every player to get vaccinated so that we can quickly, speedily get back on the field doing what we love.
Carib, the way we move, the way we sound, feel the rhythm. The way we fit, soaking wet, it's the world's playground. Take a sip, flow with us, it's the way we play. The way we groove, the way we dance, every night and day. Every night and day. Carib, Carib, open up and say, Carib, Carib, it's the way we play. Carib, Carib, take the Caribbean. Carib, Carib, let's unleash the fun.
Carib, it's the way we play.
Co-op Bank introduces e-payments, our new e-banking feature that allows you to send money to friends or family. E-payments, the swift, simple, and secure way of transferring money.
Welcome home.
Co-op Bank introduces e-payments, our new e-banking feature that allows you to save time by paying your bills online. E-payments, the swift, simple, and secure way of transferring money.
Welcome home.
For persons with symptoms of COVID-19, testing is done within 5 days of the start of symptoms using a SARS-CoV-2 antigen test. If the result is positive, individuals are required to isolate for 14 days. Day 1 of isolation is the day of confirmation with a positive test. Retesting is not required for release from isolation. Once persons complete the required 14-day isolation, they can resume normal activities, observing routine public health protocols. If the result is negative, a PCR test will be done for confirmation. If the PCR test is positive, the individual is required to isolate for 14 days as above. If the PCR test is negative, the individual will be released from quarantine and can resume normal activities observing routine public health protocols.
Hello Grenada, this is Jerry Alexis, Technical Director at the Grenada Football Association. I have been vaccinated. As we are the association about to roll football out again on the field, I encourage every player to get vaccinated so that we can quickly, speedily get back on the field doing what we love. Hello Grenada, this is Jerry Alexis, Technical Director at the Grenada Football Association. I have been vaccinated. As we are the association about to roll football out again on the field, I encourage every player to get vaccinated so that we can quickly, speedily get back on the field doing what we love.
Carib, the way we move, the way we sound, feel the rhythm. The way we fret, soaking wet, it's the world's playground. Take a sip, flow with us, it's the way we play. The way we groove, the way we dance, every night and day. Every night and day. Karim, Karim, open up and say, Karim, Karim, it's the way we play. Karim, Karim, take the Caribbean.
Back here at the Kirani James International Athletic and Football Stadium, and we on the second half of the final between Queen's Park Rangers and Happy Hill, the GFA Under 19 final, and Biriako has taken his exit, and Leslie Smith is back with us, Mr. Football himself, the man who can do all the research and the statistics. Trust me, he has it behind his name. His repertoire is wide when it comes to football, and I know that a number of people in Grenada likes football. It's a very interesting game to watch, a very interesting game to play, and when you reach my age you will only have to look at it, and probably if you got a skill to commentate and say what is good and what is bad. And this is exactly what we're looking at here. This is Happy Hill this time with the ball. One man on a solo run still has the ball, two men around him here, but he loses out possession, and indeed probably a tackle comes in, could have gotten injured there in that. Leslie, welcome back.
Yeah, thank you, Selwyn, and again, welcome viewers. We saw a very interesting first half, totally dominated by QPR. A little bit fortunate towards the end with the penalty, I thought, but nonetheless, I thought they had a very commanding position of the game. Benjamin Etienne looking very well, but I think the strategy by Happy Hill was not well in tune with what was happening.
Corner taken, and the goalkeeper gets up into the air. The way goalkeepers like it, an infringement goes, and he seems to be favoring his leg. Apparently got a knock somewhere. It definitely doesn't look good. It looks painful, and any minute we would see the physio coming up. High lofted ball, the goalkeeper goes up, not in the approved fashion as a goalkeeper should go up. When a goalkeeper goes up there, you gotta go up with his guard. His knee should be up there to prevent any unrushing attacker coming in, because he is mid-air and doesn't really have any leverage to cling on to, and this is where he got to learn. But he's young, so he's going to learn as he goes along. Queen's Park Rangers, nice back heel pass there on the flank, and that seems to be Mitchell making a backward pass. Queen's Park Rangers taking control, bad pass, intercepted there, deep searching ball, looking for the attackers up front for Happy Hill.
So, Selby, I thought what Happy Hill was doing wrong in the first half is that they came into this game knowing the ability of Benjamin Etienne. They chose not to play a marker on him, one, and then they had two of the smaller guys playing the left back and the left half, whom he got past quite easily. He uses speed, he uses extra muscle power, and they were no real match for him. And it took 45 minutes, and they still didn't recognize that and made the adjustment. So Benjamin Etienne was just having a field day around these two players for Happy Hill, as the number 5 player and the number 3, which were, I think they were Carl Noel and I think Devontae Battis. These were the two players that, he really just outpoured, outmuscled, outskilled on almost every occasion.
He's a very good player.
But I thought also in the middle of the field, Queen's Park Rangers did very well in the likes of their number 10, Deshaun Mitchell. He was actually really marshalling well and stringing some good passes, picking up Etienne on the right side, picking up his other players on the left side, and really commanding the midfield for QPR.
And heavy tackle coming in here, and this could be problems for QPR. Happy Hill, problems for Happy Hill. That was a robust tackle. And is it that we are
It
going
looks
to
as another penalty kick. I
we're
mean,
going to
Rian
hit the
Radix
penalty
is
spot again?
a FIFA referee. I think the decision-making process needs to be a lot clearer and precise. So we didn't see him point to the spot, but it's obviously a penalty has been given. As we look back here now, yeah, the
Yes, it's
goalkeeper missing the
a
ball.
heavy tackle.
A heavy tackle. Look at Radix just about now pointing to the spot. And it left us a little bit confused for a moment here, but it looks like a penalty from where we sit here, Selwyn. The goalkeeper missing the ball completely, taking the player down. And Benjamin Etienne is going to take this penalty.
And that is in the 50th minute. Etienne is having a field day as usual. The last game in the semi-final he scored 2 goals. And this time it looks as though this is going to be his 3rd.
Well, he's the leading goal scorer in the tournament.
In the tournament, yes.
And before today's game, he had 16 goals. So he has already added 1 to his tally.
And it makes it simple.
So he now has 18 goals in the tournament, Selwyn. And any tournament you score 18 goals, it's a feat worth commendation. So that's his brace for the night, I think it is.
It's his 3rd.
His hat-trick, actually.
Yeah, his hat-trick.
So he goes to 19, actually. 19 goals.
In the 15th minute, Benjamin Etienne scoring from the penalty spot for Happy Hill. What else could Happy Hill do? Benjamin Etienne scoring for Queen's Park Rangers. What else could Happy Hill do?
Well, Selwyn, there isn't much that they can do at the moment. They're trailing 5 goals to 1. QPR looking the better team. They have the size advantage. They have the skill advantage. And coming through the semi-final rounds to beat Paradise FC, who we saw earlier on today, who look as a good team. They came in as the obvious favourites, and they're completely dominating these finals.
Queen's Park Rangers in possession. That seemed to be Philip on the far side. So apparently they playing the motion of keeping the ball in their possession this time. I'm not too sure whether they're going forward to look for more goals, but it looks so. This is Philip playing the ball now to Bean. Philip with it, marshalling quite nicely, and a bad pass. Happy Hill winning away possession on the far side, and looking threatening. An infringement in the process. The referee is going to have a word with the player, and that seems to be Andrew. Telling Andrew to keep his cool. So it's going to be a Happy Hill kick.
So we saw 1 goal from Happy Hill in the first half, Selwyn. It was a beautifully taken free kick that really the goalkeeper had no chance. He was struck with power. The trajectory was good. It was low. It was well directed. And although the wall was constructed, it flew past the wall. The goalkeeper had no chance whatsoever. Well taken free kick in the first half for Happy Hill.
And the 29th minute, that goal was scored by Batiste. Here's Batiste again with his free. But this is from way out. He's looking to have a booter, and it slips the grasp of the goalkeeper.
Tristan Thomas, Selwyn, was one of the goalkeepers that was a member of the Gold Cup team. He was one of the substitute goalkeepers, so he has some experience, but on this occasion, pretty casual. But I like the goalkeeping I've seen so far on both teams. I think they're pretty much good goalkeepers. Nonetheless, Happy Hill having to concede 5.
Corner to be taken. Deep, high, lobbing ball. The heads go up. This is a shot, but it's pretty feeble. And the Queen's Park Rangers winning away. And number 6, that seems to be John, I'm not too sure. Difficult to pick up the number from here into the middle. Happy Hill there on the prowess, looking to see if they can score a second. A lot of work. They would have a lot of work cut out for them because there are a number of tall players at the back for Queen's Park Rangers. This looks like there's going to be a short corner in the making. No, and he's denied. That seems to be Philip coming around there to prevent that short corner. The kick is taken deep and searching. The heads go up. What a miss indeed. Very good header, very good attempt. And apparently it's going to be a corner on the far side. No, it's going to be a goal kick. A very good gliding header. And it could have found its mark. The goalkeeper definitely knew nothing about it.
It was poor marking by QPR on that occasion to allow a player to pick up the ball from the corner, and had it been better directed, the goalkeeper was already beaten on the far post, so better direction could have seen the second goal for Happy Hill.
So we're seeing some purpose here from the Happy Hill team. Nice square ball. It's headed out of the danger zone. Falling back there with Happy Hill again. Nice through ball forward. And the shot comes in, but this time it goes over the bar.
So a lot more aggression from Happy Hill in the second half. And you can see the intent to take early shots and try to keep the goalkeeper very busy. That has been a feature from them in this second half. You see a lot of early shots being taken, and QPR on the attack here again.
Celestine coming out, collects. Long searching kick. One man around three, and it falls one bounce into goalkeeper Thomas. Breaks the play loose on the right side with Clarence. Clarence finding Philip in the middle. Philip doing very good work in the midfield. This is Mitchell looking to have a shot. Not too sure what the intention was, whether he was looking to send his man on the left flank. But that one wayward. And the ball goes in the touch. The throw taken. Happy Hill in possession, getting the ball into the middle this time. Happy Hill with three men up front this time, and the ball is only sent from crossing the middle zone, the middle territory, up to the front. QPR now in possession here. This seems to be Etienne with it, and it goes into the back of the net. Etienne, number 7.
So it's the fourth goal for Etienne in this match, but what I like about this goal, Selvin, is actually the build up to this goal. The ball is actually knocked from the defense through the midfield, back and forth, some nice nippy passes, and a nice chip over the left back to find Etienne, who had a very good first touch. If you look here again, look at the combination of passes. Very nice indeed. Look at the chip now that goes now for Etienne over the defense. Good first touch on the head. Took it down well, Selwyn, and had a nice shot on goal, eluding the goalkeeper on the front post. But poor goalkeeping to our thing to expose the front post like that. A goalkeeper yourself, Selwyn, you would obviously think that he could have done better in terms of covering the goal line.
Obviously, and not only covering the goal line, Etienne had about 3 plays solo before he reached into that zone to take the shot. So which means I would have narrowed. As a matter of fact, when he go to take that shot, he would have find me right on him.
On the front post,
yes.
That's right.
You know. But Queen's Park Rangers having a field day, and here they go again. This time it's lobbed, and the goalkeeper stretching takes the kick, throws it to the left flank. Happy Hill probably by now in surrender territory. Nice chip ball, and with the determination they would be looking to go forward.
So Etienne takes his tally to 20 in the tournament. And I was making the point earlier that when you're a senior national player, you must stand out in age group football or competition. And we saw how good he was in the Gold Cup, how impressive he was. He was a starter. He came off the bench in the earlier rounds, and then he became a starter. And here he is scoring 4 goals in the finals for his team. and leading the tournament in goals with 20 goals.
So QPR making a change, and we had Thomas coming off.
Number 9, Jaden Thomas left the game. Number 11,
Daryl Phillip on.
Etienne on the prowl here again, but the goalkeeper reading the play nicely, coming off his line and collecting just inside of the penalty area. Long ball, looking to find the midfield here is Happy Hill. They have to contend with some good defensive and good marking by QPR. Long shot taken here, very optimistic one too. A very hopeful shot too, I would think. Never going to challenge the goalkeeper, and Tristan Thomas was there just to look at it sail over the crossbar.
I like shooters in the game of football. Once you have a team in this game, you must have shooters. And where would your shooters come from? Shooters at least would have to be midfielders. Just let me bring that, if your memory, back to the guy called Dennis Rennie. He was a shooter. Cost it what it will. He was a shooter. Lewandowski, he is a shooter. So you must have shooters. Footballers with that capability, at least in midfield, you must have two shooters. One of the terrible things is that a goalkeeper don't like to see a ball coming from outside. It's always a dangerous ball. One man going off there for Happy Hill to get some treatment.
We would like to thank Lady Swan, coach of Devon College.
In this modern game these days, we see a lot of people going down with injuries. I'm not too sure why. It wasn't a thing in my time, and I'm talking about that generation there. Why is it is happening now? I'm not too sure whether it's a lack of fitness.
Yeah, I think in many instances lack of fitness and poor preparation. The training regime too can have an impact on these players. Overworking too can have an impact. Playing too much games, too much tournaments, at different levels too. So you go into the rural areas and you play, and then you come back and have to play. The condition of the pitch as well could have an effect on injuries as well. So a number of factors do contribute to that, but in my honest opinion, I think the level of preparation of the players, the conditioning and the fitness is one of the key factors.
Queen's Park Rangers in possession. They already 6 goals up, 6-1. And what more would they want to do? Probably they want to make history. This one going into the goalkeeper, he did quite nicely to move across there and take it in. What a harmless ball. Nonetheless, he made it look harmless, but from our vantage point, he did have to hustle. Queen's Park Rangers on the attack. This is Happy Hill this time, looking to go around there, but 2 strikers for 6 defenders at the back. Most of the men in midfield are going. What a beautiful piece of skill that is. That seems to be Mitchell. Beautiful piece of skill. Good timing.
It's actually Cox coming forward there.
Wonderful.
And then a late challenge from the Happy Hill player here, on him an infringement in the process. But he was coming through with some speed. He had good ball control, and just too much for the Happy Hill player on that occasion. So a substitution to be made by Happy Hill.
Deshaw Lewis coming in.
And Anthony Maskell going out.
Maskell out.
We have substitutions for Happy Hill FC in the 63rd minute.
So QPR looking to add to the number of goals that they have scored so far. The 6-1 advantage that they have at the moment.
They're looking for the record. It makes sense.
Number 16, Deshaun Lewis entered the game. Number 10, Anthony Maskell left the game. Number 17, Nugos Lewis entered the game.
Late and clumsy tackle here on the Queen's Park Rangers player.
That seems to be Andrew.
Yeah. So Queen's Park Rangers, I would think Selwyn have one hand already on the trophy and attempting to push the next one forward. Because from my vantage point here, I can't see Happy Hill coming back and winning this one, trailing 6 goals down to 1 in the 65th minute of play. It's going to take a real miraculous effort.
I'm not seeing the
from what
Arsenal
we're
either.
seeing on the field here now.
Definitely. So the Arsenal isn't there. There's no intention to test the goalkeeper. There's no intention to move through the defense. There isn't any strategy as to how to get through the defense, because normally you find the Queen's Park defense playing high. They did so in the first half. In the second half, they are running back in the defense. They look like the better fit team in this tournament. This is seems to be the man in the middle there. Is it Simon, doing a lot of twisting and turning, but not really going anywhere. Philip, Darrell Philip. Ball into touch for a throw to Happy Hill. 6 goals to 1 in favor of Queen's Park Rangers. Dominating play here. Philip in the middle, looking to send his man on the left. Gets it quite nicely. That seems to be Andrew. Getting into the middle there, he has a shot, sliding off his boot nonetheless, and the goalkeeper didn't have any real problems. He was covering quite nicely then. Queen's Park Rangers again seem to be slowing down in momentum. That seems to be Bain. 2 men around him here, and heavy tackle comes in, and the referee picked it up. I'm not too sure if he's going to be booked.
The tackle actually came in after the whistle was blown too, so he was late on all counts, so to speak.
Heavy tackle. This is what a footballer needs to do: keep his eyes open and try to defend himself at all times. Have to be able to see when a tackle is coming in to get out of the way. This is Benjamin again looking to move forward, and he anticipated the ball quicker than he thought that it was coming, and it went for a throw. Haven't seen much of him fighting that ball on the right side, but he's been pretty lucky. And an infringement.
So, Selwyn, from what we saw in the first half with Benjamin Etienne being actively involved in the offensive play, a slightly different thing is happening in the second half. So a marker is placed on him now, so he's not free all the time. So if you look at Queen's Park Rangers from the midfield, they're not going to him as a first option anymore. So they've swung the play now towards the left-hand side, and occasionally look to him on the right-hand side. So some adjustment has been made by Happy Hill FC in regards to slowing down the effect and the impact that Etienne had in the first half.
Definitely, because he had a field day in the first half, and he took advantage of it. Nice player. I know it's a player that you need to at least have somebody who is equal to the task to apply that pressure and see how he reacts. But skillful as I know him to be, too much pressure is not enough. This is Happy Hill here. The shot comes in and the goalkeeper parries it, but Queen's Park Rangers defender getting the better of it. Happy Hill winning away possession, this time inside the 18-yard box, looking for a second goal, and just a cheeky pass just outside the area, and only succeeded in pushing it back. They're trying to get the ball from going over the line, and
So
the goalkeeper took it.
to be a smart set of football is Selwyn. The striker decided to stay inside the penalty box, and the defender decided not to push his foot to give away a penalty. And so they played a kind of cat and mouse game there until the striker had to make the cheeky pass. But it was good, sensible football, I thought, on the part of both of them. The striker remaining in the box and the defender not becoming overly aggressive and trying to foul him at the same time.
But Happy Hill still has some determination to go forward, and it's good to see. You just don't give up. There's the old people say, never cry, die till your belly busts. And exactly this is what Happy Hill is exhibiting here. Queen's Park Rangers have slowed down a bit, and this is a ball going to Etienne. It hasn't reached, but he regains possession. He's still there, plays it square, finding Cox, it seems. Etienne again, pressure being put on him here, is fouled in the process. Exactly, this is what it looks
so
that
this is the kind of roughing up Etienne needed in the first half. But the diminutive figures that were placed in the left back position there couldn't really have done it. But this is what should have been done to him, and that kind of pressure being applied to him early in the first half of the game.
6-3 John coming off for Happy Hill.
That's for Queen's Park Rangers. And the
for Queen's Park Rangers, that is.
Number 8 goes on, that's Denzel Phillip. We still have just under 20 minutes left in this one. The cross comes in here now.
20 minutes, a lot of time in the game of football, and while the legs would be tiring, fitness would tell. And
game getting a little bit rugged here now. A lot of physical contact here. The referee is going to have a word with one of the players, but some retaliatory tackling here taking place. What is going to be have there with Erasto Ross? I'm not sure what has happened here, but it seems to be exiting the field. That's Ross, number 8 for Happy Hill. Maybe we'll have a chance to see exactly what happened there. But there was a rough tackle, first of all, on the Happy Hill player. There we see it here. And then the other player came in here with a retaliatory tackle on behalf of his colleague, I would think. But Rian Radix was there. We're not too sure if the red card was issued to Ross. I see Ross to Ross, but that's the first tackle there. And here comes in Ross now with a very strong tackle. And we see the referee quickly moving towards the situation to defuse it. And the game breaking down.
It could
because
be
of that
a heavy
level of physicality.
It looks serious. It looks pretty serious.
So the kick taken, the heads went up.
It's all clear sailing for QPR. They played the better football. You could have seen what you said was really the strategies. They actually prepared very well for the final, and they got through very early. And usually in the finals, anytime you have that stretch of a 3 or 4 goal lead, it's you could say you're comfortable, you know. And this is exactly what they took advantage of the situation in the first half, and then still continued in the second half. It's their style of play. They held on to it, and they kept giving problems. It seems as though there are tired legs. Happy Hill is more or less walking the game. 90 minutes fitness tells a lot. You got to be fit. You got to run the game. Happy Hill there with a shot, and there's not much power, not much effort going into it. The fitness is what I like in football. I remember playing in Trinidad, and when you go to training, all they're doing is running up and down, and sometimes it grabs you because you want to kick football, you want to kick ball, you want to play the game, but up and down, and until we started to make fun of the sweat and get to get some enjoyment of it. And boy, that it paid off, and that was good, you know. But it's difficult to tell football or let the footballers see definitely the benefits of that. Number 10, that's Shawnee Mitchell being pushed to the ground. The referee would have none of it, and he calls the infringement.
Skipper Time Ross committing the foul on this occasion. And you can see it was an intentional fall.
Yes, it
he
was.
just bumped straight into him just to knock him off the ball. And referee Rion Radix again loves to talk, loves to have conversation with the players, Selwyn.
I like his spirit nonetheless, but there are certain decisions that he makes, you know, it leaves a questioning. He seems at sometimes to be uncertain as to what really is, you know, but you gotta the referees and all probably could lose concentration in the game too, you know, because that penalty that QPR got, it wasn't, to me, really wasn't warranted. It went on the reverse side of the infringement, and it's pretty difficult, you know. I know long ago the linesman would probably pick it up before the referee, and then the referee would probably overrule it, but the infringement, I more or less see it like a tussle body to body, and I notice in football that they don't give that as a foul anymore. A shoulder to shoulder, two of us rubbing shoulders and I push you off the ball. There's nothing in football. I guess as much that is the international game, so, you know. But the good saying goes that the referee's decision is final, and Queen's Park Rangers, ATN again. You may have to ask what more is he looking for. Brings the ball on his left boot, and Philip, it is Mitchell, it is had a shot. So apparently appeal down to 10 men, is it? There's another man down.
Yeah, I think at this stage of the game, Selwyn, the tiring legs are coming into play. The lack of morale as well. You're 6 goals down or 5 goals down, and a number of things could happen here. Plus you on the size disadvantage as appeal, in the sense that QPR has the bigger players, and here we see a triple substitution to be made by QPR. So some more fresh legs to run at some more fresh legs to run at
advantage
appeal
of the situation. Aaron Alexander coming on. DeAndre Smith also going on, and Ronald Lambert.
So Etienne comes off after scoring 4 goals, and I'm sure he is top contender for the Golden Boot Award, if not also the MVP of the tournament, having scored 20 goals in the tournament, 4 in the finals here today, and a strong contender for player of the game as well.
He is a striker of repute because he has all the qualities of a striker. Right? He reminds me of Tuko Daniel. He has that fighting spirit. Douglas Drayton, you know, they don't give up for defenders. They make your life a nightmare, and this is exactly what I see from him. He has that temperament. I've noticed Limoy Agustin also. He's sweet. He makes your life a living hell, and once he has the legs to run, he has that Usain Bolt built, and he uses the legs. He knows how to trick you. He knows to slow down the game. Very deceptive. It reminds me, although that footballer was not of that stature. Queen's Park Rangers on the attack. Nice through ball, and still has possession going through, and he's apparently fouled in the process. The referee says no. Keith Fletcher Keith Fletcher was that talented player. You
Very
never,
skillful,
you
very
never
talented.
know, and he was a thinker.
With a lot of tricks as well.
You never know what he would do. You know.
We invite the captain of Paradise FC to come to the halfway line as soon as the game finishes.
What a mistake there by the Happy Hill defender not being able to clear that ball first time. Queen's Park Rangers seem to be coming out now on an all-out attack, fighting for the ball.
Happy looking to make the quick play here, but the play been called back by the referee. So Happy still has some intent of pushing forward.
The
they have not
is there.
really conceived a throw in the towel, so to speak. And that's good, you know, that they still have the fighting spirit in them.
Then probably the coach doesn't have an answer, at least to get another extender to the 29th minute. Let's see exactly what is their plan. Queen's Park Rangers is not letting them have their way. They're very stout in the defense just as well, and not letting up. There are some taking a breather. I've noticed that with Queen's Park Rangers. There are those who taking the breather at the back, and those up front, when they're ready for the breather, they come at the back. Because to me, everyone on Queen's Park Rangers team has equal capability, you know. And I like that, because you could always find a utility player here or there to probably experiment and bring him forward to, you know, to do some work. But you could see the shape players. When you watch them, you could see two-footed players. You don't see, you know, one-legged players. And I mean, no one-legged football is not reigning in this modern era. You got to work with your both feet. Happy Hill on the run. Nice 1-2.
Skipper Ross there.
Happy looking to go forward again, and robbed of possession. Queen's Park Rangers coming away with it in the middle. Didn't collect cleanly. Happy Hill again.
So I would have thought with the three pairs of fresh legs that QPR brought in there, we'd have seen some maybe quick and precise counter-attacking, especially in trying to push out of the defense, but we've not seen that yet with the substitutions that were made.
Queen's Park Rangers on the attack, and the linesman flag goes up in an offside position. The thing about it, when you're getting into the dying stages of the game, when they are, although you bring in fresh legs, the whole teamwork and the play has to really gel, unless if the player that you bring in there going to be a solo artist to work. Most of the times you would bring in people who are solo, and there's the foul and the infringement. The referee was right. That's a good thing about Rayon Radix. He's always close to the play.
Always
that
close,
he picks it up, you know.
His fitness level is very good.
Yes.
I remember him being a middle distance and long distance athlete over the years, and so I think that's one of the positive attributes he has. He does a lot of miles on the field. He's always within very close proximity to the play.
Infringement and a kick to Happy Hill. Carl Noel taking it. Goalkeeper has nothing to worry about much.
So Carl Noel was playing the left back in the first half and having to contend with Benjamin Etienne. The switch has been made. He's now in the right back position.
I think that Happy Hill's problem was really Benjamin. He created all the problems. He's the goal factory, and I mean, probably Happy Hill should have had a strategy earlier on in their preparation to ensure that he gets less of the ball, you know. And definitely you ought to have a defender who is going to hold him. Must have a defender stout enough to take control of him. Queen's Park Rangers again in the attack, just outside the 18-yard box, still holding on to possession. The cross comes in, a little too far overweighted. Ball still in play. Paris for Happy Hill. That's Ross getting it, looking for that change of ball, and the will to get there wasn't there. The ball a little too far overweighted, and it's going to be a throw to Queen's Park Rangers. Queen's Park Rangers in the driver's seat, 6 goals to 1, and probably there's nothing much that we can ask of them. They holding on to the possession of the ball.
What's interesting, Sylvia, is that both teams still looking to score, even in these dying stages.
Well, it would be good if Happy Hill can register now, but probably they don't have much of a skillful strategy to do so, because nice run up the flank and the ball goes over the goal line in the initial stages there when it should be going to the goalkeeper. Not too sure what is the idea of the coaching at this dying stage for Happy Hill, and or to say that they also played. 6 goals is a pretty hefty number with 5 minutes to go in this game. It would be nice if we could see a team come back in 5 minutes and score 5 goals. Nice play here by Happy Hill. Number 3 it is, getting it. That seems to be Smith, DeAndre Smith, a tosser here for possession.
Well, you would take a Sir Alex Ferguson kind of effort as a coach to come back from a 6-1 down with less than 5 minutes to go. And I don't think we have that caliber of coaches here in Grenada, and players as well, to produce that kind of performance.
Mitchell. For a moment there, Cox went down. Bean pushing aside his man. Radix was there, he saw it, but in the modern game, that apparently is approved. It doesn't make sense. You break into play. You got to stand tough and tall. Offside, says the linesman on the far side. The writing is there on the wall for Queen's Park Rangers, and nothing much can be done except to keep the ball in play for the next couple minutes. 87 minutes, 27 seconds gone in the encounter. If we ought to have stoppages, we may just probably see about 3 minutes of stoppages. This is Happy Hill here with the ball. A cheeky pass to the right, and the ball brought back square in the center, and QPR winning away possession, coming forward this time. One man there on the diagonal, getting the touch. The goalkeeper comes out, he picks it up. Goalkeeper having a word with the defender. Probably he should have gotten there, or call first, but that is miscommunication. And this is one of the things with goalkeeping. There are 2 things that I recognized when I was in the game. The 6-yard box belongs to me, and you ought to be able to communicate properly. You have instructions when you're dealing with your communication. When you're going forward for a ball, regardless of the crowd that is there, you call and you take command. Goalkeeping really, to me, was an art. It was a culture of St. Andrews in particular. I know that used to bring out a number of the goalkeepers. Parish of St. George, I remember Gov had a tall goalkeeper.
Yeah, he was good.
Bull was his nickname.
Yeah.
Oh boy, he was fearful.
Yeah, he could fly.
And
coming off the line, he was aggressive, and strikers are really scared of him.
Yes. Trust me, he has that no nonsense attitude, and you see it from the time the first whistle blows, and you wondering how would you get past this guy. The goalkeepers ought to defend themselves. I'm saying that every day. I can't see a goalkeeper going up akimbo mid-air and all his body is exposed. He got to go up there in such an acrobatic fashion that he curls up into the air and take the ball and come down, because you're going up there, you could get injured up there. It's not a nice thing to get injured mid-air when you are helpless. Bump ball. Rion Radix, the ball, the football coming down to the dying stages. QPR, the football is coming down to the dying stages. The goalkeeper, Thomas, with it, moving forward, play on the right side with Queen's Park Rangers. Gets into the middle now, hoping to find, is it Mitchell? He isn't there. Queen's Park Rangers again winning away possession this time. Tyrell Phillip, nice chip ball. Queen's Park Rangers on the prowl. And the shot comes in, and what a miss. It was a pretty simple ball, but the player missed it. For Queen's Park Rangers, probably thinking that they don't need more goals now, but at least he could have registered his name on the score sheets.
Well, in the last minute of play, he had that opportunity here to put his name on the score sheet. What a miss that was.
That's Smith, is it? DeAndre Smith. Nice cross ball, simple as it is. Nothing really to worry about than to get it in the back of the net, and this is where the game has come to an end.
So Queen's Park Rangers has been crowned champion of the Under-19 GFA tournament, finals in which they completely dominated. The scoreline tells the story, 6-1, and they've had a very Cinderella story, so to speak, and a nice road to the finals, and scoring quite a number of goals. We saw Benjamin Etienne today scoring 4 goals, taking his personal tally to 20, and that would earn him the Golden Boot Award, maybe the MVP, but certainly the player of the match as well. Queen's Park Rangers not been under much pressure throughout the game. We saw some moments of brilliance from Happy Hill, but they were completely outplayed today, and deserving champions, Queen's Park Rangers, in this Under-20 finals.
Queen's Park Rangers played the part throughout the tournament, equal to the task in the semi-final, getting rid of Paradise, meaning that you are getting rid of one of the powerhouses, and once you can do that in that fashion, means that there's something behind your football that tells the story, and we have seen it in the final here. Nice speedy team, nice camaraderie among the players. They could find that love on the combinations that we would see on the football pitch, and indeed it did pay off for them, and it's really worth that they be champions of the Under-19 football tournament in Grenada. Very good performance, excellent work, and indeed kudos and congratulations to the guys on the River Road end. I know that River Road is going to be in all their glory. We remember Queen's Park Rangers to be the mecca of football, particularly at the highest level in Grenada in the Premier League. And for whatever reason, we don't know where that fell apart. But here, there is some potential and there is a lot of talent. And once they can keep that coordination and combination going, it would tell a lot for what is to happen with the team and the club in the future. And it worth the while. Hence the reason why you got to bring your football up to the level. Happy Hill got through into the semi-final, and they enjoyed the semi-final win, but they did not have that kind of endurance to compete into the final. It's good to know that they've been in the final, but they got to do a lot of work. They got to go back and do some more work and see how they can come again for the competition next year. Next year we may probably see a fresh crop of players coming to the fore, and this is what it takes in the development of the game. You have players transiting into something bigger later, and it pays off. Let's see what is going to happen. GFA has a lot to work on as it relates to building that kind of momentum in the development stage. I am someone who likes the seniority of the game. I could only follow it very well in the international standard, and I can tell you who you can mold. But there are a lot of talent that you can mold, and let's see exactly what is going to happen.
Well, Coach Carlson McQueen should be very proud of his Happy Hill outfit. They gave a good account of themselves. Nonetheless, they lost 6-1. And they had a good road to the journey to the finals. It's good to see that Coach Carlson could have taken these youngsters out of Happy Hill, not having a Premier League team in the GFA tournament, and still bring them to the finals. We must also congratulate Coach Randy Boca-Platts for really putting together a good team, a good group of fellas. We know for example, you can have good talent, but if your coach cannot manage the talent well and manage the resources well, you can still lose. So Randy Boca must be complimented for really harnessing the talent that he has. But it has been a good tournament. It has come to the end, the culmination today with the finals. A good victory for Queen's Park Rangers, Selwyn. I'll leave you with the final words as we put a wrap on today's final match.
Granny James International Athletic and Football Stadium. You can see a wonderful outfield. I should also commend the groundsmen for bringing that nature, bringing the feel to that after 3 days of heavy rainfall, and to play football. As a matter of fact, I consider this Kirani James Athletic football field here one of the best within the region. It's just that I've seen a couple whole spots here and there, but that could be fixed. So until such time when we are ready for you again, when we have another big engagement, it's back to Master Control.